Hi, I'm Representative Jonathan Brostoff, and welcome to my latest edition of What's Up Wednesday. Today, we're going to talk about crime and punishment. Last Thursday, a report released by the Brennan Center for Justice warned that Trump will likely undo much of the progress made on criminal justice reform based on his first and possibly worst 100 days in office. To get a sense of what actions Trump and his administration will take on criminal justice, the analysis points to things like Trump's lies about an increase in crime, Jeff, good people don't smoke marijuana, Beauregard, Sessions' new, old, war on people of color, war on drugs, increased immigration detentions and deportations, the DOJ's decrease in oversight of police accountability, and increased use of profiteering private prisons. While there are some pockets of increased crime, the national crime rate is near historic lows, 42% below what it was in 1997 to be exact. Wisconsin repubs are following in Trump's footsteps by trying to look tough on crime in our state without actually doing anything about it. On the exact same day that the report was released, 4 very bad bills were presented to the Committee on Criminal Justice by Representative Sanfilippo and Senator Vukmir. These bills, AB 88, 89, 91, and 92, would set stricter mandatory sentencing and send more teenagers to Lincoln Hills. Sound familiar? Yeah, that's the school, or is it a prison, where a young man had his toes mangled by a prison guard and later had to have them amputated. But wait, is it a prison or is it a school? Well, it's called a school and run by the state's Department of Corrections like a prison, and currently under investigation by the FBI for allegations of abuse, excessive force, child neglect, and sexual assault, as well as retaliation against those who are speaking out against these abuses. In a press release, Sanfilippo claimed that these bills equally emphasize alternatives to incarceration and a tough-on-crime approach. Funny. They should mention that in these bills when actually neither of them and none of the ones in this package do anything to shorten sentencing or to create alternatives to incarceration for anyone. Remember, the United States is home to about 5% of the world's population, but 25% of the world's prison population. That's the highest in the world. With 2.3 million people currently locked up, Wisconsin's prison system has over 23,000 in prison and costs taxpayers more than $1 billion a year. In response, Repub legislators are drafting bills that would increase this prison population instead of working to make us safer. Here in Wisconsin, we have the highest rate for black men. At 13%, it is nearly double that of the rest of the country's rate. The system is broken. And look, we know that there are community-based approaches that are more effective at decreasing crime, that make us safer, and create opportunities for our neighbors. Now just think about this. What would it look like if, instead of spending $300 per youth per day at Lincoln Hills, we spent that money on organizations like Urban Underground and allocated more funding for after-school programming and gave more opportunities to our kids? What if we increased the funding for awesome programs like the Treatment Alternatives Diversion programs and gave more money to them? We have the solutions. We just need politicians who are willing to take courageous stands and be smart on crime, not just try to look tough on crime. Thank you all for tuning in this week. This is Wednesday, and that's what's up.